Hey everybody, this is David here, aka Chessman, and I'm here to talk for a bit. Um, I feel like talking, and today I kind of want to talk about chess and life, and basically what in chess there are advantages. There are advantages, and then there are winning advantages, and I'm trying to figure out what are the advantages in life and which ones are advantages and which ones are winning advantages. A lot of times what I tend to do, and this is one reason why I really love chess, is I will relate chess to real life. If I'm stuck in life and I can't figure it out, I revert back to chess and I'm thinking, okay, if this was a chess game of chess, what would I do? How would I approach this problem? And so that's kind of what we're doing today. And I'm hoping to teach you to do that. That you can use other games as well. Like sometimes I think backgammon or Sudoku puzzles, like there's similarities to life, or different games. But I think chess is a great one. So in chess, there are 7 types of advantages. Well, that they talk about. There might be more, but basically there's material, positional, space, king safety, initiative, development, and time. Um, to me, there's material. If you have more material than your opponent, then you should win. And then the rest of these, it's pretty much the quality of your material. Is your material, are your pieces better? So to me, in real life, that's like you each have a kid, but one kid is smarter, or better at the piano, or better at basketball, or yeah, better at something. Like you both have one kid, but your kid is better, or their kid is better. Maybe your kid is taller, so that's an advantage. Maybe being shorter is an advantage too. Who knows? But there are definitely advantages and disadvantages. Um, and another thing I like doing is, okay, I think having AI is an advantage. So I like to use AI. So to help us out, I typed in what is a material advantage in real life. And it says in real life, a material advantage refers to tangible, physical, or financial edge that gives someone a superior position over others. It says derived originally from chess, where it means having more or better pieces. In the real world, it means possessing practical resources like money, property, or advanced technology that fulfills needs far beyond basic survival and makes achieving goals much easier. To me, okay, in chess, whoever the primary goal is to checkmate the king. You will give up all your material and all your advantages away if you can checkmate the king. So in real life, you have to figure out what are you willing to give up in order to get something. What's the thing in life that you're willing to give up your time, your money, your energy, everything for? Is it a special someone? Is it security? Is it having a mansion with tons of beautiful people around? What is it? And I think you have to figure it out. Is it having a big family? Is it having a big family, or that you're able to give your family everything they want? What is a must? What, like, all of a sudden you're living your daily life, you're saving money, you're investing, and then all of a sudden this girl or guy, depending on what you're into, comes out of nowhere, and then you just feel like spending all your money on that person, spending all your time on that person. You'll do whatever it takes to be with that person. Then that's checkmate. Whenever you're with that person, that's a checkmate. If it's spending time with your kids, every time you're spending time with your kids, that's a checkmate. So what are you willing to give up? But so okay. So that's a checkmate in life. So but let's look it up. What is a checkmate in real life. If I can type. It says in real life, a checkmate is a situation where an individual, organization, or country is completely trapped by circumstances, leaving them with absolutely zero options to escape, resist, or recover. Wow. So it went with its literal. Like, what is checkmate literally? In chess, yeah, the king can't escape. It's being attacked and it can't escape. But, okay, just like in chess, it is the definitive and escapable end of a conflict or process. Every possible move or alternative is blocked. Inevitable defeat. The final outcome is already decided, even if the final blow hasn't landed yet. Total resource exhaustion. The individual or entity has completely run out of time, money, or leverage. So this is talking when you're being defeated, when you're the one in checkmate, but not when you're the one giving checkmate. Because this should be in reverse. This should be flipped upside down. And hmm. Okay, yeah, I don't really care for this definition. Um, Again, I think a checkmate is when you get something that you really want. So maybe anytime you have a good meal, that's a checkmate. Maybe anytime you feel secure, like for instance, every time you deposit your check into your bank account or into your investment account, that's a checkmate. Every time you get um, from investments, what do you call them? Every time your investments make money, it's a checkmate. Um, yeah, so like maybe an advantage would be investing $100 a month into, let's say, the S&P 500. That's a very secure investment, and um, if you do that every month in like 40 years, it'd be worth like $500,000. So maybe that's a checkmate, or that's an advantage. That's an advantage, and maybe to you that's a winning advantage. All right. So positional advantage. Let's look it up. What is a positional advantage in real life? In real life, a positional advantage means occupying a strategic slot, role, or location that naturally grants you power, control, or safety, regardless of how much money or resources you have. Unlike a material advantage, having more stuff, a positional advantage is about leverage, structural placement, and timing. You win not by overpowering others, but because the setup of the situation forces everything to flow through you. To me, the most obvious example is like you live in a great location. Like you're right near the school, you're right near your work, you're right near the mall, maybe some great restaurants, maybe you're near the bank. All everywhere's you like to go, you're near. Like that's to me the most obvious. Um, yeah. So that's positional. In your house, what would positional be like? Maybe you're next to the bathroom. Maybe you like that. Or of course, maybe then it's noisy. Um, maybe um, some kind of what is it? It says some kind of advantage, strategic slot, role, or location. Um, yeah, it could be. you're near the kitchen or the bathroom or somewheres where it gives you where you're likely to get there first, probably. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, Space advantage. Let's see what space advantage would be. What is a space advantage? See, in chess, a space advantage. It see another thing is there's advantages, but it takes knowledge and wisdom. Like for instance, if you don't know how to use money, then having more money isn't really an advantage. You have to learn how to use it. Like if you're trying to like if you know how to get the best deals for food from the grocery store, or you know how to use Amazon, or you know which books are the most useful for your children for knowledge, then you maybe you're pretty good at using money. So if you had more money, you would know what to do with it. Maybe you know how to invest, and then you know someday you're going to give it to your kids, and then um, they're gonna be able to use it. Um, so what kind of I don't know what kind of advantage that was. Maybe that's material. Hmm. Like initiative. To me, initiative advantage is you're the first one up in the morning, and you give yourself basically you're up at 6 instead of 8. And since you're up at 6, you have an extra couple hours to brush your teeth, get ready, think, maybe reread something, maybe relook at your homework, or I don't know. Maybe be able to eat breakfast because you got up, so you have more energy. Um, if you get to class first, maybe you get to choose where you sit. Maybe you can choose the front row if you want, or the back row if you don't want the front row. Or maybe there's some smart people you like sitting next to, or someone else you like sitting next to. Maybe that's an advantage. Uh, Near the window. Um, King safety, I'm not sure how to apply that to real life. In chess, king safety, if your king's not safe, then you might get checkmated. That's really what it's about. So maybe security for your money that you have. Maybe that it's in secure investments to know that your future is set. Um, like if you have $1 million invested in the S&P 500, you're basically making 100,000 a year. So basically, having your $1 million secure makes it so you get that 100,000 every year. So that's king safety, I guess. And then of course, making sure your kids are safe, everyone's buckled up in the car. Um, I guess when you're doing exercises, that it's in a safe way. Stretching before exercising, maybe that's king safety. Um, then development, and chess development means developing all your pieces, and um, basically, if you have all your pieces developed and your opponent doesn't, you have an advantage. So to me, that relates to basically every sport. Like if you're playing basketball, you want all your men or all your women, all your players playing in the game. You don't want them sitting on the side. You don't want them just standing there not doing anything, because then it's like you're at a disadvantage. If one team has their full force and they're all active and they're all moving around trying to get in strategic positions, then they have an advantage. If both are doing it, then it's equal. Um, I guess if you have multiple kids, equal development, like spending equal amount of time with all of your kids instead of just maybe the oldest or your favorite kid if you have a favorite. Hopefully not. Um, then time. Time usually means having a tempo in chess. Like if you develop your knight and it attacks the opponent's queen, then you've gained tempo. The instead of your opponent being able to develop another piece, they'll have to move the queen. So that's a tempo. That's time. In real life, um, I'm not sure what time would be. Um, what is a time? Actually, I think I already looked it up before. Actually, it said the same thing. It was a tempo. Let's see. Uh, what is a time advantage in real life? It'll probably just say like having extra time or something. In real life, a time advantage means having more hours to act, faster execution speeds, or superior timing compared to others. Just like in chess, it manifests into two distinct ways: having more time on your clock, patience, and flexibility. So, yeah, there's that time advantage. If you get up earlier, then you can be patient and flexible. Like if you have something you need to do, if you have time to do it, you can do it right away or you can wait and do it a little bit later. So that's flexibility. Like you can be patient and flexible. Versus if you get up with almost no time, you have to do it right then and there, whether you feel ready or not. So, or it says also moving faster on the board, speed and agility. It allows you to dictate the space of life rather than constantly reacting to urgency. So basically, if you can get to bed earlier and then get up earlier, you have an advantage. Now, it depends how you use that advantage. Usually, it means you have more time to think things through. So, what are some advantages we can have in life? We can have a time advantage where we think things through. We can have a development advantage where we spend time with all of our family members instead of just a few or just one or two. We can spend time on all of our subjects if we're in school, or even if we're not in school. We can say spend some time learning chess, some time learning an instrument, some time with maybe a job that we have, some time with maybe a second language. Um, yeah. Um, initiative to me, like initiative means like in dodgeball, the people who jump to the center first and grab the balls have the advantage. That's initiative. So in real life, um, usually it's acting first. The person who acts first usually has the advantage. The person who arrives first, wherever you arrive to, the one who's first usually has the advantage. So okay, so let me let's ask, what are different advantages in life? See, in real life, an advantage is any resource, trait, or circumstance that places you in a superior position to achieve your goals with less effort. Or to achieve your goals with less effort. Just like a grandmaster balances material, time, and position, a successful life involves recognizing and leveraging different types of capital. Material and financial advantage, what you own. This is the possession of tangible assets that eliminate survival stress and fund opportunities. So basically, it's to eliminate stress and fund opportunities. So, right, if you have energy, if you have the energy and the money, then you can survive stressful times and you can fund when there are opportunities available. Maybe to go on a trip, maybe college, learning, getting more knowledge, investing in books, maybe um, master classes online. If you maybe you can buy some of those. Um, Basically to acquire knowledge. See, positional and structural advantage, where you sit. This is your placement within a system, geography, or society that grants automatic leverage. Geographic lottery, being born in a safe country with a strong economy and infrastructure. First mover status, entering a career field, market, or neighborhood before it explodes in value. So, yeah, being first. So, if you can keep your eyes open and look for opportunities, being able to do that is an advantage. The advantage is being able to look for opportunities. So have yourself in your life where you're not too stressed, where you're not so bogged down that you can't look for opportunities. So in my life, I'm lucky that I'm able to look for opportunities. So if one comes around, I should be able to spot it and hopefully use it. Like I think YouTube is an opportunity. So it could be someone who gets a harmonica. That could be an opportunity. Maybe they can make money. Usually, to me, it's how do you make money? How do you add value? How do you? Usually, it's to add value to people's lives, but at some point, you need money. To me, um, so the point of this video is to really figure out not only the advantages in chess, but the advantages in your own life and how to take advantage of them. So, anytime you can't think of a way to take advantage of your own life right now, think about chess and think about how those advantages work. Like maybe drinking more water is an advantage. Like if you have knowledge about how the body works and how water works and how food and nutrition works, then you can use that to your advantage. So if you know what to do, if you know what to put inside your body, do it. That's an advantage. If you don't know how to do it, then you need to learn how to do it. That's an advantage. So learning how to do something is an advantage and doing it is an advantage. So um obviously having money is an advantage. You can buy better clothes, you can redecorate your room, but you got to know how to use those advantages. Like to me, it's about making money. I don't see how you can make it without making money. But I keep looking for those opportunities. I keep looking. Maybe there is a way. Maybe. Um, I guess if you're in a situation where other people are paying for you, then you don't need money. As long as other people are paying for you, which means you need to be valuable, or you need to be like a cat or a dog where people just like taking care of you for whatever reason. They just love you. That's love. Maybe that's God's love. He just likes taking care of you. Um, so, and the other kind of advantages are like in chess, there are small advantages and big advantages. So if you're up a queen, that's like someone just gave you $10,000. Like you just won a scratch ticket for $10,000. Or maybe to someone that's like 100,000, because you're going to win the game with that queen. So that could be like someone paid for your wedding ring that you would have had to, or the engagement ring, like to to get engaged to your would be fiance. Um, so yeah, there's all kind of advantages, and you should take a piece of paper or a Word document and write down all the advantages you can think, all the things you can learn, and the way you could turn that into money. Maybe, and if there's another way, I think it's either turning it into money or turning it into happiness. So either it's you're making money or you're, like for me, attracting people that you like. that you want to be around. Maybe for you, you love having pets. So the more pets you have, the happier you are. That could be. Let me see. So that's pretty much it. I really felt it's a great tool to use chess as a way to find advantages for your own life. Like whenever you get stuck, just apply it to chess. Like you can bring up a game of chess and start playing it and just realize when all of a sudden you have an advantage or your opponent has an advantage and you feel it, you can be like, how is that like life? And sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. But it's a way of figuring things out. Excuse me. So that's it for now. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments about a type of advantage that you've thought of, please leave in the comments for the rest of us. And I hope you have a great one and enjoy your day. Bye.